It's working.
Working? Yay! Oh my god, I can see people's comments this time. Remember last time I couldn't even see comments?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right? It was a hot mess.
Hot mess express, but we're here, we're queer, and we're ready to do some light
Do you have Atlanta booted up?
I do. I have the finale from last season. The premiere is supposed to start any second now.
Any second. Oh my god, the last time we'll ever see Nene leaks.
Well, never say never. I will say
Ooh.
a little bravo tea for you guys. 9 times out of 10, the door's not always closed on somebody, so never think that just because somebody's not on a show one season, you'll never see them again. So
this is true. Well, I don't even know why I'm wearing these. I don't need these.
Are they blue light glasses or are they like actual seeing glasses?
No, they're blue light glasses. I got LASIK, but I thought it was like gonna look really cute.
It does look cute. It does really look cute.
This is episode 2 of Whisk and Watch, where we whisk up something delicious while watching something dramatic. And as you all know, I'm Weston from Flower and Fame.
And I am Chris, also known as It's That Gay Chef. Thanks for joining us tonight for the Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere. It's going to be a little bit different because of the pandemic, so we're going to see a much different season this season. But the one thing that remains the same every season is these ladies hold their peach. So we decided to come up with some peach-themed recipes that paired well with the season premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Before we start baking, Weston, what do you think if we maybe start on a cocktail?
You know I'm always ready for a cocktail. Cocktails are priority.
If anyone tuned in the last time, I got a little bit turnt. And by a little bit turnt, I mean quite a bit turnt. So I'm going to hopefully pace myself, but there are 2 shots of bourbon in this.
And I'm not going to pace myself.
So what you're going to do is you're going to start off with a shaker, if you guys have one ready. And you're going to add in about half of a peach. If you're not aware, peaches aren't in season right now. The issue that you might come across is you're not going to be able to find them in the store. We weren't able to find them in the store, so we just used frozen peaches that we thawed out a few hours beforehand so that they were as close to fresh as possible. And the great thing about using frozen fruit in anything, whether it's baking or cooking or cocktails or anything like that, peaches or other fruit typically is picked during their peak freshness and then frozen, so you're getting the best quality fruit, which is really nice. So you're going to add about half of a peach worth of cubed peaches into your cocktail shaker. I am ready for a drink.
Okay, half of mine went on the floor.
You're going to add about 3/4 of a shot of honey. Even though the fruit is fairly sweet itself, this is going to really help sweeten up the cocktail. And you're adding the peaches and the honey to a cocktail shaker without ice. Add about half of a shot of lime juice. So I pre-squeezed my lime before adding that in. And you're going to muddle the peaches, the honey, and the lime juice for a little bit. Now, this is not going to be a strained cocktail, so you want to make sure you really muddle it pretty well, because you want to get the peaches all broken up. Oh, it smells great. I love the smell.
Right? Also, right now, by the way, Atlanta, it's like it's bringing me back to everything that happened. This is a lot, so if you guys are tuning in and watching Atlanta, it was filmed during a very intense time.
We were able to film because the city was opening up, so... Okay, so how's your muddled peaches looking?
Mine are great. I'm pretty much good.
Okay.
I think.
Again, I don't have a muddler, so I'm using a wooden spoon. So you use it like that.
You know what? It works.
I'm gonna add now the 2 shots of bourbon.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Oh no, sorry. I was responding to like the comments. My friend asked if I got a tattoo. I did get a tattoo.
Oh, is that new? When did you get that?
Oh, I got that. No, I got it in 2019.
Okay, so it's been a minute.
Pre-COVID. It says Haywood, which is my husband's middle name. Cute,
Aww,
right?
That's really cute.
Miles, can you take the dog out?
I'm using Bullet. What are you using?
I'm using Buffalo Trace. I'm not a... Oh my god, there's like a disaster going on here. I'm not a huge brown alcohol drinker.
Same.
But Miles is, and he suggested this, so that's what I use.
Okay, yeah, I know I like Bullet. I'm weird about whiskey. I'm not a huge whiskey person myself. So we're going to do 2 shots of bourbon into our shaker. Spilled a little bit.
That's okay.
You're going to take about 6 mint leaves. And the reason why we're adding them in now is we don't want to bruise them too much while we were muddling them before, because you kind of have to muddle the peaches a lot. So you're going to add them in now. It helps also, too, if you like slap them a little bit before you kind of open up the leaves a little bit. And then we're going to fill that up with ice.
This part's going to be loud.
Yeah, same. All right, and we're going to shake it up for a little bit. Oh, they're having peach bellinis right now.
They are, but I just lost my sound on my show, which makes me sad. Oh no. Now Siri's like, I'm sorry that makes you sad. That's beyond my abilities. Like, I don't need you, Siri.
Oh no, my shaker's not opening. It's so cold.
Oh my god, Cynthia's food is hanging out.
Oh. So you're going to add it just to a tall, large spoon.
Perfect. Yum. Wait, we need to
I
top it
accidentally
off.
poured a little too much, so I just took a little sip out. They're going to do a ginger beer floater on the top.
What kind of ginger beer did you get?
I got Thunderbird. It's the one I normally get.
Oh, I got Fentimans. Yes,
Okay.
Sarah, that meowing is my cat, Chauncey. Chauncey, sorry, I'm just showing all my viewers my cat.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's like literally gonna stab me because he wants to.
Oh.
He's over it.
All right, so you're gonna add just a little floater of the ginger beer on top.
Yum.
And then I'm gonna just garnish it with a little mint sprig on top.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And there you go, a cute little peach cocktail. Mm-mm-mm. Cheers, Weston.
Cheers.
If here's anyone at home who's making a cocktail, you deserve it.
Yeah. Isn't this delicious?
It is so good. It's really fresh, and we're in the middle of winter, and it feels like a nice little escape from class.
Again, I don't drink bourbon, but I'm like, it's not like fall.
It tastes like summer, but what we're about to dive into is straight up winter comfort, warm, bubbly, gooey, everything you want.
Technically, isn't it still fall? Isn't winter in like end of December?
I always just assume winter is like the first week of December because there's snow everywhere.
I'm like sweating in my turtleneck. We're going to be making a peach and pecan crumble. It's pretty quick. We wanted to make something that you guys, that didn't take a full hour like last time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to preheat our oven to 450. It's just a really simple crumble.
It's for like honestly, even if you just have any other fruit that you just want to stew up and put this on and throw in the oven, a crumble is like just a great general thing to know how to make because you can use it in so many things.
We're going to go ahead and essentially we're just taking all of our ingredients. We're just going to dump them into like a medium bowl.
Oh my god, I have the same bowl.
Oh my god, twinning. It's about, I think, a half cup and just a couple tablespoons of flour, a quarter cup. I use light brown sugar. You can use dark brown sugar. Again, it'll just be more of a molassesy flavor. And 2 tablespoons of sugar, as well as your salt, cinnamon. I specifically added ginger into this one. You don't have to add that. Ginger pairs pretty well with peaches, so that's why I added that in. And then you need about 3/4 of a stick of butter. These other 2 tablespoons you can set aside.
And so why does it need to be cold butter?
It needs to be cold because you basically want this to clump very well when you're mashing this together. If you were to use room temperature or more of a liquid butter and you're trying to create your crumble, it's not going to get that crumbly effect. What you're essentially going to end up doing is just having more of like, I guess you would say a paste. So you can take all of these pieces and just toss them in, and this is where it gets messy. Sorry. We're going to just mash all of this together with your hands until it becomes more of like a flaky texture. You still want to get like big flecks of butter. Wait, Chris, so since we haven't talked or seen each other in a while, but I noticed that you busted a Britney and shaved your head.
I did. I had a full-on breakdown, decided to shave my head, and then I realized that life goes on and I was going to be on something like this, and I instantly regretted it.
No, I love it.
Thank you. It was a massive mistake on my part. I put a guard on my clippers and nothing went the way it was supposed to, and here we are. So I'm just embracing it.
You know what? I'm into it. Okay, my butter was like frozen, which again is fine.
Yeah, my butter was very cold, so it's still taking me a couple minutes for it to crumble.
If you ever go to my blog, one of my favorite things that I love to make is coffee cake, and this is the same version plus ginger that I use for my coffee cake crumble topping, but I think I just divided it in half because obviously I don't need that much.
I'm starting to get like a good crumbly consistency. You should be getting a great kind of crumbled up, like loose bits of butter. Okay, I think my crumble's almost ready, so I'm ready whenever you are.
Mine is too. So now I'm going to just wash my hands. Next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make the filling. Again, this is super easy. So while your oven's preheating, you want to make sure that you have an oven-safe skillet. So I just have this cast iron Le Creuset Chic.
I got this at Target like probably about 6 years ago. I will tell you, this is the gift that keeps on giving. The more you use it, the more you build up seasoning on it, and it's perfect for almost any sort of cooking style that you are interested in.
You can destroy these things and they are fine.
Pardon my French. If you fuck up with one of these, you could very easily wear down any of the rust marks or any of the built on food issues and re-season it and keep going. But the great thing about this is the longer you use it, the better it gets. It'll be better than any stainless steel pan you have. It's oven safe. It's a full utility player. So I cannot sell this hard enough.
We're going to take this and we're going to put it over I would say a medium heat, medium high. We're going to take our half a cup of pecans. They should not be toasted. They should be raw. So just about half a cup. Put them right in and you're just going to let them sit for while the pan sort of heats up. We're just going to be moving these around with like a wooden spoon of some sort for about 4 minutes until it starts to get toasty and nutty.
This is not the part of the show in which you walk to your living room and just watch TV and let this sit here. You just want to make sure you keep a little bit of an eye on it.
I'm obsessed with Kenya's interview look.
I love scenes like this right now. This was not meant to be a scene, but they keep going into real shit. And so, because they're mic'd and because they signed releases, I think people have this misconception about reality shows where they think that everything that happens is staged. It's moments like that that hopefully show you that it's not as staged as you think it is.
Oh my God, Portia has a chic Louis Vuitton face mask.
Portia is great. I've been working with her on a couple of Race in America specials at Bravo that she's been doing, and she is phenomenal. Wait, so Weston, what's your plan? You've been growing out your hair. Where are we trying to get?
Okay, also, do you hear my cat screaming? Chauncey! My God. I have no goal. I am simply trying to abide by rules. I know you can go get your hair cut. I just don't really feel comfortable doing it. So I just choose not to do it. And I would have my husband cut my hair, but I want us to make it through COVID alive, so he's not allowed to touch my hair.
Alive and not divorced. I get it. Exactly. I totally get it. You look like the season where Bethany and Luann fought over whose hair it actually was.
I literally look like Bethany, Luann, and Jacques, like all wrapped in one. Like
I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it.
Okay, mine are getting pretty good. How are yours?
Mine need another couple minutes, but you should keep moving on. We're not trying to burn our nuts here.
No burnt nuts on the show.
Hashtag no burnt nuts 2020.
So I'm going to move on to the next step. Those other 2 tablespoons of butter that we set aside, we can now go ahead and add into the skillet with your not burnt but toasted nuts. You're going to want to move this around because your skillet's now really hot.
This smells so good, by the way, just like toasted nuts and unsalted butter.
I also, when I was developing this recipe, I was like, I have to throw pecans in because aren't pecans like from Georgia?
I don't know, actually.
I think they are. I'm going to go with it.
Everyone here needs to know Weston is a complete MVP. He's tested all of the recipes that you've seen tonight and from the last episode. I will plug your blog. Go to Weston's profile. Check out his blog. There's a lot of really great recipes.
Thank you. You are so sweet. Speaking of sweet, we're now going to add our 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You want to make sure it's packed. Like if your sugar's packed, you should be able to lift it like this. Like that's packed.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and add that into the pan, and we'll also add our other spices. So for this one, I just have a quarter cup, or a quarter teaspoon, not a quarter cup,
Not a quarter cup.
of some salt, and again, some ginger, because ginger's gonna go well with this. So we're just gonna add that in and mix that around until your sugar starts to make this a little bit more thick and sort of combined with everything. Once it's clumped, now you're gonna go ahead and add in your peaches. We're using frozen. They're not in season. Like Chris mentioned, they're so fresh. They're so very good. They were picked at their prime time. So we're gonna add into the mixture, and they're gonna release a lot of moisture. Whew. I feel like we're really not talking about this show right now. I'm gonna pull this off.
So good.
So see, mine is kind of looking like this. It's getting kind of syrupy, which is great. Yours is like sizzling away.
I put a little bit more because I had a whole pack of frozen peaches.
Now we're going to add, always more booze, more bourbon. I'm saying about a quarter cup.
And so what's great about this is the alcohol in the bourbon is going to cook off. So you're just going to get the oaky, sharp, deep flavors of your bourbon. The peaches are going to be completely steeped in that flavor without that kind of harsh bite that the alcohol brings to bourbon. Have the heat down on a low setting because it will singe off your eyebrows.
And we all need eyebrows. Yeah, exactly. RuPaul lives without eyebrows, so if RuPaul can do it, I guess we all can. Mine is starting to bubble a little bit, which is great timing to go ahead and add some cornstarch. This cornstarch is essentially just going to help thicken it. I use about a tablespoon, and that works pretty well. However, when you are baking sometimes, if you use too much, it can get very gluey. Oh my god, I'm almost done with my cocktail.
I'm pacing myself. I have to drive after this, and I got turned the last time.
You seem like you were living it up, and I was here for it.
I had fun. I had a great time, and I don't regret a single moment of it. But I will say I reflected on it the next day, and I was like, oh, she had a good time. Which, now I'm stepping it down. I had, this much before. Whatever.
You're like, now I gotta slam it.
Any questions about Bravo? Any questions about cooking? Any personal, deep questions you want to ask us? Not that I'm volunteering Weston to answer personal questions, but...
Oh, I'll answer any person. I'm an open book. I'm an open cookbook. Oh my god. Okay, so mine's really going for it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull mine off the heat. So you can see mine is thicker now. Yes. Delicious. So essentially what we're gonna do now is you kind of just want to make it an even layer. I was showing you guys my dirty sink. Oops.
Oh, that looks so good. That is food porn if I've ever seen it.
You're going to take your crumble, and you don't have to be pretty about it. You can do whatever. You're essentially just going to start to break them up on top. So I'm going to do a little bit to show you, but you're going to cover the whole thing. Maybe
Wait, Weston, I would say it's almost like you're crumbling it on top.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Cool,
I wonder where they got the name from. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to go ahead and throw mine in the oven. So my oven has preheated. Bomb, right? Yum. If your skillet is kind of shallow, you might want to put a baking sheet underneath so nothing boils over. I'm going to put it in now for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to just rotate it just that way it bakes evenly. Some people's ovens don't bake evenly. Mine doesn't at all.
Oh my god. All of this smells good. When you're making this, you're getting that hit of bourbon and that cinnamon and ginger and those warm spices. It just feels like a warm hug of a dessert.
And who doesn't want a warm hug of a dessert during this time? Because I do.
During a very terrible time of year.
Very. Okay, I'm going to set my Alexa. I hope I don't set yours off. I'm going to try to be quiet. Hey, Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. You set off my Alexa before.
Oh, did I not set yours off?
I definitely just set mine off.
Oh.
I'm going to stick mine in the oven as well. This is what we're looking at. It looks like a very nice raw crumble, and it's about to get a little less raw. So, Weston, what's your normal go-to alcoholic beverage?
Well, I haven't been out to a bar in 9 months.
I sure hope not. Same here.
But tequila is my go-to drink. I always just get tequila soda with lime whenever I went out. But since being in quarantine, I've learned to honestly just drink tequila on the rocks.
I started doing that too. I've really picked up on like doing that sort of, tequila on the rock situation over quarantine.
I'm honestly probably gonna move on to tequila. Oh my god, you look stressed. What happened?
I got a text message from my family that says, "If you talk to our parents, ... I'm like, oh no.
Yikes. So what's happening in Atlanta right now? Is Kenya getting a divorce?
Kenya was separating, yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen the new housewife yet. Have we met her?
I don't work on Real Housewives of Atlanta, unfortunately. So this is the first time I've seen it because there's so many shows on Bravo that like you don't, just because you work there doesn't mean you can watch whatever you want that's on the network early.
I feel like this like entire intro is just, or the first episode is just very heavy.
I was gonna say that opening scene of just everyone being like, our lives were turned upside down. It was great, but very intense.
Yeah.
When you're watching TV shows and you see them reflecting on the pandemic, do you like that? Or are you more so turned off because you're trying to escape what's going on?
Okay, so I've actually had conversations with my friends about this. And because, of course, like, I watch so much reality television. I'm currently watching Real Housewives of Orange County, which I'm sure you're watching and know all about as well. And I'm loving watching people, like, their initial reaction, like, oh, we're going to be fine. Like, this is nothing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're going to be out of this in, like, a week. But for me, it's just funny to watch people be completely out of the loop.
Oh, for sure. That was watching through the footage when we were, like, doing these shows, and people were like, haha, like, coronavirus, haha, quarantine. And then that was in, like, February, March. And then seeing the footage of them in May where they're like, oh, fuck, I messed up.
It's like, you got smacked in the face. Are you loving watching it, or are you like, what are your thoughts?
So I work on Real Housewives of Orange County, and that was one of the main shows that I was working on that got impacted by coronavirus. Right. So I was working on Real Housewives of Orange County and Southern Charm are two of the shows that I work on, where we were filming like about 2 or 3 months, and then the pandemic hit, and it was like, we have to shut down.
Right.
And so you get a lot of these, oh, it's fine. I heard it's just international. It's just in China. Then it moves on, and it's like, oh, there's a couple cases here. It's fine. And I think people were going off of the idea of like, Ebola and stuff like that didn't really affect us. And then it got bad, obviously. And then we had to stop down on everything. And then it turned into one of those situations where we had to figure out how we're going to start filming again.
Okay, I have a question. That's crazy that all happened. Do you work on Dallas too?
I do not, but my good friend works on it.
Okay, because they dropped the trailer. I don't think that show gets enough attention. But I'm obsessed with it. And this season looks buck wild when they're just all like running around with their masks on, like trying to keep it together, and they just look a hot mess. So I can't wait for that in January.
For all of these shows, like you talk about like masks and things like that, they're very important. But like the movie making magic is like, we basically try to turn our shows into bubbles. They're very closed and contained. Right. So the people who are working on a show, both the cast and the crew, aren't really interacting with people in the outside world. So we're able to create environments in which people like can keep their masks off and can hug each other hello and things like that, because we're testing them multiple times a week. We're making sure that they're not like going outside of our little production bubble. Our production crew is not getting anywhere within like 10 to 12 feet of talent, things like that. And they're always wearing PPE and things like that. So we have been very lucky in a sense to be able to create that sort of environment for production. Wait, did you make yourself a follow-up cocktail?
Well, I was going to run off camera and grab my tequila, but I didn't want you to think that I just fled. So I'm going to do that now. So quick, right? How is yours smelling right now? Because mine smells like...
My kitchen smells phenomenal. And then I keep like taking a sip of my drink and I'm getting like the peach as well. Like for it, it's next level amazing. Oh, is it time?
Mine's going off. Alexa, stop. I just set mine for 10 minutes, and now I'm just going to rotate it because, again, my oven's not the best, and I want to cook even. Oh, by the way, if you did get ice cream, I would take it out now, so that way you're not breaking your wrist trying to scoop it.
What did you get? What's your go-to, like, type of ice cream?
Oh, I got this McConnell's. I
almost got McConnell's, but I got Talenti. I got gelato instead.
Okay, well, yours is clearly... I would prefer yours. I just told my husband, I was like, oh my god, I forgot to get ice cream. Will you please get some on your way home from going into the shop? So he
No, McConnell's is really good. Have you been to McConnell's, the actual shop?
No.
It's really good. McConnell's is very good. I almost got McConnell's today, but then I was like, I'll get gelato instead. Is Dorinda coming back? I don't know. I can't tell you if we're going to see her again on the show.
We're
but
see
never
Dorinda on the show. You can't get rid of Dorinda. Like, she'll be
What
back.
are you doing here without Dorinda?
Literally, like, there's no way. She's a staple. People want Dorinda back.
Okay, what is everyone's favorite housewife from Real Housewives of New York?
I love Ramona, and I know that's a very controversial statement.
Oh! I've literally never heard somebody say that as their favorite.
Love Ramona. Like, she is New York, says whatever she wants, doesn't care. I love Ramona. Love her.
For New York, I would probably have to say Sonia Morgan.
But they're like together. Ramonia, they're.
I would agree, but I think Sonia's more rooted in reality, even though she's like has her head in the clouds. Sonia checks Ramona. Ramona will never check Sonia. Like, when has Ramona ever had to sit Sonia down and be like, your behavior was not acceptable?
Okay, but see, I think talking about her alcoholism is her checking her, because that's really only her biggest problem.
Oh, yeah, this smells so good.
I know, mine smells delicious. I like how we're talking so much about New York and not talking about Atlanta. Whoops.
I know, we're watching Atlanta, we're talking more about New York, but...
Who is your favorite Atlanta housewife?
Current, so on the show right now. I would probably have to say either Portia or Kenya, but I'm probably leaning more towards Portia.
I'm Kenya.
Going with the wind, fabulous.
Okay, I do really like Kenya. Candy, I'm just kind of bored with a little bit.
Bored. Cynthia, bored.
Wait, how's your crumble looking?
It might be done. Maybe.
I think mine might be done as well. It's starting to crisp up a little bit. I'm going to show mine off. There's some, you'll see some like dark, oh, this is getting really hot. You'll see some like really dark brown bubbly bits, and you'll see it oozing up around the side. I'm going to put it back in for a tiny bit. I love when my crumble gets like more crisp a little bit. Do you take yours out?
I did. I was going to show where mine's at. See, there are like crispy bits around. So I think I'm going to like serve mine so people can see. I'm probably not going to bite it because I'll burn my mouth off. Oh my god, this smells and looks so good.
My kitchen smells amazing right now.
So again, like, it's just like super easy, super simple. With some vanilla ice cream. I added a piece of mint because mint's cute and I have it. It's just a really easy dessert, and the crumble is something that can be used on a variety of different desserts.
That's the beautiful crumble that we have.
We will definitely be back. We should do it for Dallas.
When is Dallas back? January?
January.
I should know. We'll be back very shortly with another one of these episodes. In the meantime, have a great holiday, everyone. Weston, also, I'll talk to you, but have a great holiday in the meantime.
Thank you. This was super fun. Talk to you soon.
So fun.
Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. Bye, guys.